Over the years, some habits are gradually left behind. Among them, intimate contact. What many people don't realize is that this absence isn't limited to one's sex life. It affects body functions that previously seemed stable. Changes in circulation, hormones, and even the nervous system start to emerge subtly but progressively. And when a man tries to resume his activity, he finds a slower, less responsive body and a mind that no longer reacts the same way. Today, we'll understand why this happens and how these changes affect not only performance, but also the vitality and balance of the body as a whole. Before we continue, take a moment to check if you're already subscribed to the channel. Here, we talk clearly and respectfully about male sexual health, especially for those over 50 who want to keep their bodies functioning with confidence and balance. If you've already noticed some changes in your performance and want to better understand what's going on, type "understand" in the comments. If everything is still fine but you want to prevent problems, write "prevent." Your comment helps bring more men into this kind of conversation. When a man goes a long time without sexual activity, the body starts adapting to this new pattern. But this adaptation isn't always beneficial. If this period is also marked by inactivity, poor sleep, weight gain, or accumulated stress, the effects usually appear exactly where he least wants them to. When trying to return to intimacy, he notices that erections no longer happen as easily. The body takes longer to respond, and control is not the same. That's because, over time, without stimulation or movement, the region responsible for erections becomes less active. The blood vessels that supply the penis can lose elasticity, and blood flow becomes less efficient. On top of that, the brain, no longer receiving frequent pleasure signals, naturally reduces the intensity of its responses. It's as if the system slowed down from lack of use. This process is not only about age, it's much more related to habits and how long the body has been inactive. That's why many men notice a significant difference precisely when they try to return to a sexual relationship and find their performance far below expectations. Testosterone is one of the most important hormones for male health. It influences desire, vitality, muscle strength, and even mood. When the body goes too long without sexual stimuli, it begins to adjust to this new routine. The brain interprets that there is not much demand and gradually reduces the signal that stimulates the testes to produce testosterone. This doesn't happen overnight, but over the months, the effects start to build up. Some men report more frequent tiredness, less motivation for physical activity, a loss of interest in things that once brought pleasure, and even mood swings. That doesn't mean the lack of sex is the only cause, but along with other factors, it can contribute to a faster decline. Another important point is that the male hormonal system responds to what the body experiences. When there is movement, challenges, physical contact, and emotional stimulus, the body stays more active. But when everything stops, including intimacy, the body interprets it as a low-demand period and enters an energy-saving mode. And in that mode, hormone production tends to slow down. If you're going through this or want to avoid your body reacting slowly when you decide to resume intimacy, I've prepared a resource that can help. In my digital book, I provide clear and practical guidance for mature men who want to regain confidence, improve performance, and strengthen the connection with their partner. To access it, just click the link in the first pinned comment. If you feel it's time to take better care of your intimate health, this is a good place to start. Prostate health is a common concern among men over 50. One of the topics that draws the most attention is the possible relationship between the frequency of sexual activity and proper prostate function. Several studies have observed that men with an active and regular sex life have a lower risk of developing certain types of prostate issues. This happens partly because frequent ejaculation can help eliminate residual and inflammatory substances accumulated in the area, promoting a more balanced environment. On the other hand, there is no scientific proof that complete sexual inactivity directly causes prostate diseases. What's observed is that long periods without stimulation may make the prostate tissue more prone to inflammation or fluid buildup, especially in men who already have risk factors, such as family history or poor diet. It's important to remember that the body functions as an integrated system. When circulation is active, hormones are balanced, and the body receives regular stimuli, everything tends to work more naturally. The prostate, like other organs, also responds better when there is movement, flow, and continuous stimulation. Many men believe that by stepping away from sexual life, they'll have more time and focus for other areas of life. In some cases, this break may bring a temporary sense of peace. But when abstinence extends for weeks or months, the effect can be quite different from what was expected. The mental energy that was once directed toward pleasure, affection, and intimacy begins to disperse. The brain, without this kind of stimulus, may reduce the production of well-being chemicals like dopamine. Over time, it's common to notice signs like lack of motivation, difficulty maintaining focus for long periods, and even episodes of irritability without a clear reason. These effects don't appear out of nowhere. They reflect the impact that the absence of physical and emotional pleasure can have on the nervous system. Additionally, tension that builds up without an outlet can increase anxiety levels, making daily life more draining. The mind needs balance. Healthy, intimate contact is not just about momentary pleasure. It's also a way to regulate emotions, release tension, and keep the body in a state of positive alertness. When that stimulus disappears, emotional stability can also be affected. When intimate contact is absent from a person's routine for an extended period, the brain doesn't ignore the change. On the contrary, it adapts. The system responsible for sexual desire works through stimulus and response. The more pleasant stimuli related to sexuality a person experiences, the more the brain reinforces those circuits. But when the stimuli disappear, the body gradually reduces its sensitivity to them. That means, after a long time without any pleasure-related activity, it's common for desire to decrease, not due to emotional issues, but because of an adjustment in the nervous system itself. It's as if the brain understands that such responses are no longer necessary and slows down that part of its function. This process affects both men and women, but it can be especially noticeable in older men who, when trying to resume their sex life, are surprised by a lack of desire or difficulty engaging emotionally. This feeling is often mistaken for disinterest, but it's actually a result of long-term disuse. Reactivating this part of the brain's function takes patience, consistent stimulation, and, in some cases, professional guidance. After a long break without sexual activity, many men expect everything to return to normal as soon as the moment happens. However, the body doesn't always respond immediately. The return can be slower, and this leads to frustration. Erections may take longer, control may feel diminished, and sensitivity may differ from before. For those with high expectations, this can cause insecurity. It's important to understand that the body adapts to what it experiences. During abstinence, the tissues involved in erection receive less blood, the nerves in the area become less stimulated, and even the muscles responsible for maintaining rigidity can lose strength. When activity returns, everything needs to be reactivated, almost like resuming physical exercise after months of inactivity. This isn't failure, it's a natural readjustment process. Beyond the physical, the emotional side plays a role too. The anxiety of the moment, combined with a lack of recent experience, can further interfere with performance. That's why it's recommended to approach this return calmly. And if needed, seek professional support. Small lifestyle adjustments and simple pelvic strengthening exercises can make a big difference in this phase. There are times when sexual distance is a conscious decision made by a couple. In delicate phases of a relationship, such as after a conflict, during a health treatment, or in periods of emotional reconnection, taking a break can help reorganize the relationship. When both agree on this decision, it can strengthen the bond and create a more welcoming and respectful space between them. In this context, the time without intimacy becomes a chance for emotional reconnection. But that balance is only possible when there's dialogue, mutual understanding, and a clear intention on both sides. When abstinence happens without communication, or when only one person accepts it, the space fills with silent tension. Desire doesn't just disappear because it's ignored. It often turns into frustration, distance, or emotional confusion. This can impact communication, affection, and even respect within the couple. Maintaining physical and emotional connection is a fundamental part of a healthy relationship. Touch, eye contact, shared desire, and intimacy help keep both partners connected. Without it, the relationship may weaken, even without arguments or harsh words. Emotional distance often starts with the body silent. As we've seen throughout this video, going too long without intimacy can affect much more than desire. Circulation, hormones, mood, the body's response, and even prostate health all feel this impact. And when a man tries to resume sexual activity, he realizes it's not just about wanting. The body also needs to be ready. Now tell me, have you noticed any changes in your energy levels or interest in intimacy after a longer period of abstinence? Write in the comments. I want to know how this has affected you or someone close to you. If this content made sense to you, like the video. Your like tells YouTube, this is an important topic and helps bring this information to more men who need it but don't know where to begin. And if you want to keep learning how to maintain a healthy sex life after 50, this channel has other videos on erection, desire, hormones, and prostate health. Watch them next and deepen your care for your body. If you're not subscribed yet, take this moment to subscribe and follow the upcoming content. See you in the next video. Take good care of yourself.